COC also can be really patient with the ball. They will swing it back and forth across the back line until they see an opportunity.
So welcome in here on the Cougar Sports Network. If you're just joining us, it seems as though we had a little bit of technical difficulty, missed the first 15 minutes of the first half. Cougars get a goal from Rebecca Brooks and have a 1-0 lead on a beautiful goal here early on. Looks like our first portion of the record didn't take, so we apologize for that little technical trouble. Just our third game of the year here for the Cougars. We've seen some good plays so far. Brooks' goal, a nice save from Hazel Salcedo. That's a 1-0 COC lead.
See Bailey being patient with that there.
And there's Rebecca Brooks right on the doorstep again.
Just a nice little tap to Rebecca Brooks, and she just hammered it left-footed right back, right in the back of the net again.
And so Brooks with her second goal of the night already. Lauren Bailey helps setting it up, and Brooks, left no doubt, jams it right into the back. And it's 2-0 Canyons. So Brooks, her second of the night. Comes in the 16th minute. Looks like Giselle Gomez is going to come in to take over for Jessie Bosness. So Naomi Roscoe coming off as well. And Natalie Cazada coming in. So the Cougars already with a 2-0 lead.
Cougars goal! Her second today and one for the year. Scored by number 10, Rebecca Brooks.
So Brooks now with 23 on the career.
Assist number 8, Lauren Bailey. 16th minute. Mrs. Brooks. Injured by Bailey. 16th minute.
Technical difficulty. Yeah, so 4's in for COC. 4's in, 12's out. 23, 15 out.
And Bailey,
Offside
I think
flag.
she's a little offside.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
About 2 steps maybe.
A little bit.
But it's good to see Canyon still serving up, trying to go on the attack here.
Yeah. I mean, might as well while you can, and while you have the energy, get that up as high as you can. Looks like COC has a deep bench too this year, and we already had a couple subs come in, and we're going to get them experience early in the season.
Looks like Emma Amaya in the game, taking over for Sabine Yalung on the far side of the field. Here's Shepard through the middle. We'll play it along the far side. Canyon's working everybody into the lineup here early on. Trying to chase this one down was Zuluga Ramirez. Could not. Taken away by Moorpark. Olivia Valdez had it and knocked it out of play. And it'll be Canyons to throw it in, and they come in quickly with it. Cougars trying to push the pace here. Already with a 2-0 lead. Both goals by Rebecca Brooks. Her third and fourth of the year. Just about 10 minutes apart. We've kind of seen it all here early on. A couple of goals from Brooks, some good defense by COC, a great save by Hazel Salcedo with the left foot. The really only good Moorpark attack so far here today.
Yeah, absolutely, and she really, Salcedo really showed she belongs there.
Yep, absolutely, and it's going to, things like that make it tough on Justin London, and it's a good problem to have, having 2 keepers you can rely on.
Absolutely.
As Kylie Uzon returning once again for COC.
That's a hard attack to take on that. You know, you look up and there's 4, Cougars right in front of you.
Really slick play just a second ago by Zaluga Ramirez to create a throw-in for COC as she just back-tapped it off of a Moorpark player. Cougars, though, can't do much with it. Instead, we'll play it back as it's Presley Williams playing it forward. Presley actually the sister of Taylor Williams, who played with you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks to Brendan Moskell for that, giving us a nice little some research.
probably why I saw her over there earlier.
Brooks looking for the hat trick now and just couldn't get around Natalie Romero, who dives out on top of it. Brooks had some back pressure, the ball bouncing high off the turf. Skylar Rush right there with her, trying to keep her from getting loose.
It was a good read and step out by Romero. Good choice on that.
So I see now both Brooks and Bailey wearing the armbands for the captain today. Not a shock there, both leadership on the team as sophomores. The Cougars go back to work. With one touch ahead, ball fed ahead to Gomez. Gomez plays it along the outside. Shepard trying to run onto it, had it knocked out of play by Nickerson before she could get onto it, and the Cougars get another deep throw in here. Just about 24 and a half to go in this first half. Zada into the middle of the field. Driven away by Moorpark. Russell will take it over. Gets it back to Presley Williams. She'll play it along far side of the field. Amaya now with it will play it ahead. Bailey trying to get around a defender. Marked one-on-one with Trinity Chavez. Instead we'll play it back to Presley Williams back into the center circle, and the Cougars will just play control.
It's one of the ways the Cougars have played for years, right? Is being able, if it doesn't work going forward, don't force it. Let's bring it back, swing it around, see what we can find on the other side.
They try and work it over to Lauren Bailey on the far side. She tried to tap it down, and Zaluga Ramirez almost had a look at it. Instead, it'll be a Cougar throwing off the far side of the field. And you're exactly right. They've done a really good job so far here early on. Everybody pushed up across the midfield stripe except for the goalkeeper, working back and then working quickly back forward. It's been pretty impressive here early on, the amount of attack chances COC has had.
Yeah, COC, Justin loves to get the defense involved. You know, he usually tries to keep those center backs back, but he loves getting those wings involved.
Yeah, a lot more overlaps than maybe we saw in the men's game early on.
Overloading the Moorpark half with Cougar players.
Here goes Canyon's going to work. Gomez on the near side of the field. Tried to get it around a defender, got it back. Now has two Moorpark players on top of her and lost the ball. Kuhn with the takeaway. We'll play it back through the middle of the field. Here's going to be a chance for Moorpark. Evelyn Gabriel trying to get to it, but Presley Williams able to run back and take it away. Good play by Presley Williams that time to come all the way back and defend. Salcedo will corral and play it over to Quezada. We'll try and work up the near side of the field. Quezada drives it ahead. Rush with the first touch, pops it back forward. Russell able to get onto it first, and Cornelio will take it away. Cougars trying to work onto that far side. Go ahead, Mari.
They're doing a good job of being intentional with their first touch. I mean, it makes for quicker transitions and counterattacks in that. I think even as the defender, sometimes that pressure, you just want to send it right. But they're being very intentional with that first touch, getting it out of there.
It's been clean so far other than the one attack for Moorpark. Cougars have really controlled the pace, controlled the ball. Russell now, long run. Off to the outside. Gomez tried to play it down low. Shepard was initially cutting that way and then just stopped her run. And it results in a takeaway for Moorpark here. They'll drive it clear out. Presley Williams on it first. Smart touch over to Quezada to give herself some time to relieve the pressure. Substitutions coming here for COC. Moorpark might get a couple in as well.
Looks like we're seeing Sasha Marcelin coming in. I think we had someone on that left side there, is that right?
Yeah, I couldn't see who it was. See Tamara Berozun in the game for Moorpark as well.
Sasha changed her name. She's on the far side.
So subs all in, and we go back to work.
Nice little chip up there. Pass back and
Just couldn't get an attack out of it.
looks like we're going to see a corner kick from COC here.
They were dangerous off the last one.
And he looks and he goes, I didn't know that.
I didn't see who drifted over that way to take the corner here. And my eyes aren't very good anymore, so I can't tell.
You know, it is kind of far. I want to guess, but I'm not gonna.
Low bouncer that didn't work for COC, but Rebecca Brooks back to recover it, trying to run around the Moorpark defender here. 1v1 with Chavez. Instead, we'll play it back. Cougars will serve it into the box.
Oh.
It bounces over. A chance here. Shot on goal, and it just pops up over the net. A good look for Giselle Gomez, and she just could not find the mark. It's decent service that time along the outside. You see the ball kind of caroms right over. Gomez with a good knockdown just couldn't get a clean shot away as she had a defender right on her. Last time these two teams played was last year. Canyons with a 4-1 win at Moorpark. Cougars had 4 different goal scorers in the game. Rebecca Brooks had a goal and an assist in that one. As the Cougars took that win early on in the year, trying to repeat the process here today. Moorpark with the takeaway will go back to work. Frias will try and work it ahead. Cougars will knock it down. Good turnaround by Zaluga Ramirez that time. She's able to get it over to Shepard. Plays it along the far side on the outside.
Who is 27? She is. 27, also 21. Lauren Dirk. Give him that one?
No, you didn't. I'm good.
And then
I didn't get Sasha's, but it's all good.
Sasha is 20.
Yes.
She's 16.
So it was Laurel Durkin trying to work through the field the last up for COC, and now they go back to work again. Here's Shepard with it, plays it ahead. Rebecca Brooks trying to get on the outside, got bumped. Stops up, tried to slide around the defender. Now we'll take the ball right away from Nickerson, and then Nickerson knocks her down, and that may draw a discussion here. The official points, calls her back.
I think we had this ref last year, and she did a very good job of controlling the field. She didn't take anything from anyone. It was very direct.
And I think that was the conversation, was it was a physical battle, both 1v1. You got the extra shove in. That's where the whistle goes, and we go back to work. So the Cougars will have a chance to set something up here. Katie Russell will drive it here on the set piece. Cougars running everybody up. Russell will serve it up into the box, towards the back post, header on, and they score! Right inside was Presley Williams, and she's got her first goal of the year, her first goal as a Cougar, and COC has a 3-0 lead.
It's always so fun seeing those center backs get up, and they're always usually very dominant in the air, and as we can see, and she gets her first goal as a Cougar freshman.
So Presley Williams, her first of her career, and COC with 3 goals in the first half have stretched the lead to 3.
Cougars goal! Scored by number 26, Presley Williams. Assist number 11, Katie Russell. And at the 29th minute,
So it comes in the 29th minute, Katie Russell with an assist.
by Russell. At the 29th minute.
And the Cougars now with a 3-0 lead. Moorpark going to drive this one towards Salcedo, and she'll catch it clean.
Can you just give me the numbers, please?
Cougars will go back to work.
I have 12 for 13, 5 for 6, 9 for 11.
So a 3-0 lead for COC. Rebecca Brooks going back to work.
13. 5 for 6.
Cougars trying to get back on the attack, could not. Moorpark gonna play this one towards the sideline. Looked like Amaya was over there battling for it. Stepping up was Presley Williams. Ball bouncing around a little bit. And Williams now takes it away. Cougars trying to work. Durkin had it for a second, still battling for the loose ball. And it'll result in a COC throw-in off the sideline. Durkin was in a battle that time with one of the Raiders. Couldn't see who it was. Might have been Zoe Kuhn.
The Cougars haven't had to, they've already been up there, so high pressing is already happening. They don't have to move too far to do that.
Well, and how much, too, as we continue on in the game with the high press, if you're COC, how much does that start to wear down on the Moorpark defense as they're having to come back and play pressure inside their own end?
I mean, it depends on how in shape the offense is, but I think they're doing pretty good up there, and they don't even have to run that much. It's putting that pressure. It's turnover after turnover because that pressure is on.
It's that onslaught.
And honestly, I would say it's more mentally taxing than physically.
So at this point, the Cougars just trying to break down the Moorpark will with a 3-0 lead already. Still upfield pressure and a good steal away in that time from Saren. Plays it all the way back into her own half. The Cougars will control. Last person back, Kazada. Steps around a defender, plays it on to the near side. Yalung, who's switched sides of the field now on the near side, will play it back into the middle of Sasha Marcelin. Now Presley Williams.
Any attack we've been seeing from Moorpark has been coming out of number 8, Zoe Kuhn. She's sent several balls down and has been working in that midfield. If they have any, I mean, other than this one.
Yalung once again steps back and takes it away. We saw that so many times last year from Sabine Yalung. Just able to run back and steal a ball from an attacker. That time coming off the near side all the way back to the middle of the field and just is that defensive stopgap, which is so crucial for this COC team that plays up field pressure the whole time. So play back into Salcedo, who will just guide it along. Kazada, Yalung. Bad touch that time from Yalung.
But you know full well she's going to work back to get that ball back.
That time she got knocked over from Sasha Marcelin. And Salcedo just runs out to pick it up.
There is no way she was just watching her run back.
That's not in Sabine's, Sabine's
not
DNA as a defender. Cougars going back to work. Gomez on a battle.
Yeah.
Little jersey tug and a foul. Going to be called against Trinity Chavez that time. So the Cougars will recontrol once again. Yalung right in front of the scorer's table. Stops it up to evade a defender. Now Marcelin fell down on top of it, but stays on the ball. Yalung just got run over.
Sniper out there.
I think she got run over actually by Baruzan, who coming back. It was unintentional. And Sabine, she's just so tough too. She gets knocked down and it doesn't phase her. She's just right back up and right back to work.
A little like, why? But she gets back into it. Looks like she's playing on the back line on the right side. I think that's a great place for her, actually. She is able, I mean, her and Katie Russell are great at that, running up there and then getting back, right? And that was the hardest part. That's why I hated playing either outside mid or out
This
there,
is the
because
amount of
it was just
real
so
estate you had to
much
travel.
running. Yeah. We
Handball,
got a handball there.
handball touch on Moorpark. Oh, Cougars.
Ball wasn't stopped.
Little too aggressive that time from Natalie
I get
Quezada.
it, but
Well, and that's COC's MO too, is the go quick once they get the ball stopped. Get it right back into play. Don't give the defense any time to get organized. We saw it so often here last year. We've seen it a lot already today, and it's led to 3 Cougar goals here in the first half. Quezada serves it into the box. Bailey trying to control it, does. That was a nice little control play by Bailey. Plays it on the outside of Yalung. She'll stop it up, working around a defender. Back in the middle to Lauren Bailey. Bailey left-footed strike,
Ooh.
looking for the upper corner, and she scores! Lauren Bailey with a beautiful strike from about 25, and COC with a 4-0 lead.
Goal. Assist 5.
it's beautiful. She gave herself that space. One touch, saw it, and she hit exactly the ball that she wanted to hit. It's beautiful left-footed curve shot.
Assist 5.
Bent it right over the top of the keeper. Bailey with her first goal of the season. The assist for Sabine Yalung.
And you saw the way Sabine
She
pulled
set
the
the
ball
play
away
up,
from the defender. She turned, pulled the ball away from the defender, just set her up perfectly for that.
Lauren Bailey. This is number 5, Sabine Young. At the 36th minute.
So credited in the 36th, Bailey from Yalung. Bailey's first of the year, Yalung's first point of the year. The Cougars with 4 goals in the first half have jumped out to a large lead, and I would imagine look to continue their attack here. As Amaya now on the outside, couldn't keep it in play, so it'll be a Moorpark throw-in. You go back to that last goal and you talk about it, Yalung, really the setup that time. Ball on the outside, played to her by Bailey. Just a foot stop on top of it to get around a defender and played it right back into the middle where Bailey could go to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was perfectly set up, and we just talked about Sabine being on that right wing and getting involved in the attack. Justin loves that. He's had that going on for a while. It gives you that extra player. But defense is not only worried about them, but they're worried about, you know, both forwards, midfielders. They have to keep that in mind. And she's able to come back up there and make something happen and then come right back down.
It's awesome versatility to have from Sabine Yalung, who can play the back line, can play kind of that left back and move ahead.
Yeah.
Or even that right back in this instance and move ahead. She's seen her all over the field.
You know, and that's what I really love. Last year she was on that, she was a center back.
Yeah, it was kind of her and Sasha Marcelin were the two dual center backs.
And she gets to now get involved, and look at what happens when she gets involved. She's quick.
Well, and she's fast enough, too, to get back defensively. She travels a huge portion of the field throughout the match.
And she's just never going to not give anything but 100%.
So here's Quezada with a chance to try and set something up for Canyons. She'll drive it low. Bailey knocks it down with a foot, tried to get into a space where she could get onto it again, but just couldn't get a strike with it.
Sabine looking around, seeing what options she has.
And we'll play it all the way back towards Salcedo. Cougars will just work all the way back towards their own box to control. Very smart that time from COC. Good management of the ball. Make sure they keep control, and they'll work it up across the midfield stripe along the outside.
And something I'm seeing from not just, you know, up top, but all the players are taking it 1v1. And they're not going too far with it. You know, they beat that player, and they play the ball that they need to play to move the ball up the field. This team is a fairly unselfish team.
Yep.
They're a very close-knit team. You see from their,
if you watch their
their
social media account, yeah.
absolutely.
Watch Instagram for 10 minutes and you'll understand
Yeah,
that.
they look like they have a lot of fun.
Good chance that time from the outside by Cassidy Sarin that just didn't beat Romero, who will drive it away low. Didn't get across the center line. The Cougars will take over as Ryan Shepard has it. Shepard with a Good distance covered on the run. We'll play it along the outside to Yalung. Yalung, one-on-one against a defender, works around her. Instead, we'll just play it back towards Kazana. We'll play it back in the middle of Presley Williams.
They seem to be very aware of where they are on the field and where other players are on the field, and where they are coming up behind them or in front. They are looking around and they're communicating very well.
Well, we've seen a lot of one-touch plays as well, a lot of quick chips ahead, just trying to spring some speed, using that speed to the outside, which we've seen work so well here already with 4 goals for COC. And that's even without Rebecca Brooks on the field, who's usually the speedster in the middle. They can just drive onto any ball you put out there.
Which is something we talked about earlier, is that we wanted to watch other people get involved for later on in that season when we get to those tougher games, that we need players that have the experience too that can score, and it looks like we have a pretty
yeah, so far here
wide
early on.
range.
Yep. As Bailey runs onto this one, tries to take it away. Foul going to be called against Moorpark.
Yeah. I don't know, I thought that was a little weak there. Just a little weak.
I would tend to say that as well. Kind of Bailey just kind of fell down. The defender ran right over the top of her. And
It is a little far away,
Yep.
so I can't tell, but it looked a tiny bit weak to me.
And it was Alana Nickerson that got whistled for the foul. So the Cougars will essentially get a corner kick here.
She was the one who had the warning
Yep.
earlier.
So sorry. Who's taking the kick?
Set up from just about the corner that doesn't get into the field of play. Actually hits the side of the net. So kind of a wasted opportunity for COC there.
And that's where that high press comes into play. Easy turnover for the Cougars there, with just work from Lauren Bailey up top, putting pressure on that center back or outside wing.
Cougars come quickly back in. Bosness touches it back to Yalung. Trying to send it off with Saren and just had too much pace on the one touch towards Bosness. Yalung got knocked down that time. Cougar fans wanted a foul, but we play on. Yalung right back up and right back on the ball. Williams will serve it down. It's over the head of Bailey. Ball skips by Bosness. Is Moorpark able to touch it ahead?
And Cougars are right back on it.
Yep. Shepard was the first touch on that ball that was loose. Williams with a good challenge. Or, yeah, actually Williams with a good challenge there. Just couldn't corral the ball enough.
Yeah, not the ball she wanted to play out of the back there, but definitely recovered on that.
So Moorpark will get a deep throw in here as Williams just plays it out of play. So inside the 2-minute mark here. On the officials' time now. 4-0 Cougar lead. This ball served into the box, punched out by Salcedo. Popped back towards the goal, but well wide as Mia Nelson Aguilar, who is the returning leading scorer for Moorpark, just couldn't get a good foot on that one. Looked like she tried to get the outside of her right foot on it and just sent it wide.
Yeah.
Kind of an awkward little attempt there. I think that's all she had.
We're gonna have a good discussion at halftime. A good discussion.
It's going to be a throw from Moorpark down here. Cougars thought it was theirs.
He's on a pedestal that he doesn't, I don't think he can.
I think is the most time we've spent down here with Moorpark.
The legend outweighs what he actually was.
I'm not saying it's legend.
That's what he's talking about.
A little flick over there. Another flick. Quick 1-2s.
Bailey with a
Easy
chance
control
here.
with that. Ooh, went for the Meg.
Couldn't quite get it.
Ooh, and a little late of a play by
Oh,
Sasha.
she's gonna
and I
get a
think
card
she's going to
here.
get a card,
Yep.
yeah. Not malicious, but just late.
Moorpark back to work before the Cougars even got set back up, as Canyons was still kind of arguing their case. And a long shot from about 55 that's knocked down by Salcedo. And that'll do it for the first half. As the Cougars with 4 goals in the first half, 2 by Lauren Bailey, or excuse me, 2 by Rebecca Brooks, 1 by Lauren Bailey, and 1 by Presley Williams. 4-0 lead. We'll head to halftime here from Cougar Soccer Center. 4-0 COC here on the Cougar Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Clara.
Hi, I'm Diana.
Welcome to College of the Canyons.
We are so excited to share our beautiful campuses with you.
At College of the Canyons, we have distinguished ourselves as one of the leading community colleges in California through our high-quality academics, forward-thinking staff, and outstanding student support systems. We have 3 campuses that serve well over 33,000 students.
The Valencia campus is our original and largest campus and has a university feel in a park-like setting. The Canyon Country campus is our newest campus. It is located on the east side of town and is nestled in the foothills, giving it a small community feel.
And our 3rd campus is fully online, offering the opportunity to take classes whenever it's most convenient for you.
With a wide range of educational offerings, College of the Canyons offers students the option to earn certificates or associate degrees and prepare for transfer to 4-year universities. Students are able to choose from more than 200 academic programs and enjoy access to a large offering of student services, clubs, athletics, resources, and extracurricular events and activities.
We have a lot of exciting things to show you. So let's get started.
Thank you for joining us on this virtual tour.
If you find that you have any additional questions, you can contact Outreach and School Relations either by email or phone. We'll see you on campus.
Welcome back into College of the Canyons. Matt Robinson, Mari Kneisel here with you as we get ready to go for second half action between COC and Moorpark. The Cougars with a 4-0 lead after a solid first half from the Cougars, and really nothing to complain about if you're COC.
Yeah, I mean, halftime maybe would have talked about how we did get slightly complacent towards the end, but even, I don't even think it was that much. We got Rebecca Brooks back up top.
As it seems like the starting the starting 11, I should say, from COC back out there, and we go back to work. So Cougars will look to continue the fast start from the first half and control a 4-0 lead and control the ball.
All right, Lauren Bailey making that run out left, and it is offside.
Second time today the Cougars have been whistled for an offside. But other than that, it's been really clean. We've seen a little bit of everything here from the Cougars so far today. The defense has been very solid throughout so far in the match. We've seen a couple of good saves from Hazel Salcedo in goal.
And again, another intentional first touch there, right to Rebecca Brooks' feet.
It's very deliberate, and the Cougars just trying to work ahead. It looks like Rebecca kind of playing off the front line a little bit here, trying to get somebody else set up as that one goes off the post.
I can't.
And in on a far strike from COC. I think it was Jesse Bonus who's knocked it in.
It might have been Shepard.
You think it was Shepard?
I think it was Shepard.
Might have been Ryan Shepard.
Yeah. I mean, Brooks played to Bosness, and she, somehow the ball got out wide to Shepard there.
So it was Ryan Shepard. Good call, Mari. And it's 5-0 Canyons.
Her first of the season.
Yep.
Her first as a freshman.
Her second of the season.
Second of the season?
Second
Oh.
of the season. But a first here on home field.
Well, that's awesome.
And it comes in the 47th minute of the match. Just a couple of minutes in.
And that's a tough one to start out with if you're Moorpark within the first few minutes.
But kind of set up by Rebecca Brooks that time, able to pop it outside.
Yeah, I'd argue it starts over here with Katie Russell with that first touch. It was a long first touch pass. I'm with that.
Cougars find a way once again here early. He struck early in the game.
Kuhn's been fighting all game there. She has been controlling that midfield for Moorpark, working offensively and defensively, and looks like there's a little bit of frustration there, but
Seems as though the Cougars have backed off a little bit now with a 5-goal lead. So far, the largest output of the season. This just game 2 for COC, though. And they control defensively. Once again, Presley Williams with the ball, who played along the turf onto the far side of the field to Emma Amaya. She'll flick it ahead. Knocked down by Bosness on the outside. Bosness with the left foot plays it inside. Or actually, excuse me, it's Bosness now who has it. And it looks like a whistle for...
it was a late hit on that on Shepard.
And Canyons will try and set something up from the far side of the field. Already with a 5-goal lead. Sabine Lung on the far side, I believe, going to set this one up. Try and serve something into the box for COC.
Short ball in there.
Well defended that time by Moorpark, and they just clear it high in the air. Williams with a deep strike.
Why not?
I mean, anything's been working so far today. Williams already with a goal in the match.
Might want another one.
Yep. From about 40 out. Easily stopped by Romero, who's been extremely busy today. And all things considered, with all the pressure Romero's had on her, you can't really fault her. It's been just really good attacks from COC here today to create the opportunities. Has not had much help on the defensive side. The Cougars have been able to slip defenders And credit a lot to COC on a lot of good balls into the scoring area so far here today. A little awkward touch goes back towards the COC goal. Moorpark trying to work. Williams steps in front of a Moorpark attacker. Got the ball away, but lost it. Picked up by Frias. Trying to work against Williams. Slides it inside. Under the foot of Rachel Barnes. Taken away by Canyons and driven out.
And that's a tough one to get back there when you have
Rebecca
pass
Brooks.
back there when you have Rebecca Brooks up there.
She kind of didn't get the ball to roll the way she wanted to as she poked it ahead. Had to come back for it. Actually overran it.
That's just one of those as Moorpark I would be aware of. I mean, she, like we said, she's quick and she's quiet.
Yep. She does not need to have the ball on her foot for very long to make something happen. And that's why sometimes you can see, like we talk about, kind of losing her on the field, seeing that she's not being affecting the game.
She knows where she's at, though, and she sees plays before they happen.
I think it does help out a lot that she does have a good defensive core with her that is able to get the ball up to her. Is that one knocked down? Natalie Zaluga Ramirez got tripped up. The Cougars will get another free kick opportunity here. Janelle Cornelio walked over the top of it. I think they're going to let Katie Russell maybe serve this one in. I don't know. I might give Presley Williams a chance. She struck one from about here that was dangerous.
I know. She's going to have to do it later on, too. I'd want to get Katie Russell in there later on in the season and let her send it in.
That was Russell driving that one inside, but I agree with you. I think Williams has shown kind of a leg here so far early on.
Sabine fighting for that.
Dug away by Moorpark. Frias trying to go back the other direction. Maxey trying to play it inside. Defended away by Canyons. Moorpark will control. Kenna Spicer with it.
She's not going to be passing that back again.
Here goes Valdez. Long run for Valdez here. Lots of room to operate. Dumps it off. Chance here, and Frias just fanned on it. Ball rolled a little bit too far out of her reach to get a clean shot away, and Canyon's trying to counter. Quickly onto the outside. Vosnes
4v4 up top there.
plays it into Brooks. Brooks at the elbow gets away from a defender after she fell down. Little stutter step, looking for the hat trick here. Left-footed strike towards the far post, and it hits off the post. And then she flops down to the ground and kind of throws her hands over her head. Such great work from Brooks that time.
They worked so hard to get across the goal on that one, and that pesky post.
Offside flag on the near side. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. Salcedo diving on top of it. So a challenge on one end from Brooks.
I mean, it was a quick transition on Moorpark's part. I think that's a, if you're Canyon, something to
definitely
pay
look
attention
at.
to. Absolutely.
So here's Brooks again, trying to work 1v1.
And somehow still keeps it on her foot there with the tackle.
Pops one up in the air. Boston is trying to fight for it. Maxey there battling her, and Romero over to gather it with her hands. And we talk about Brooks. Like you said, you can lose her on the field because she's very quiet, but when she does get the ball, boy, is she just physical and tough to get off the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even a bad tackle down there, and it stayed on her foot.
Good ball ahead. Chance
and
here
a
for
great
Canyons.
touch around the player.
Shepard a chance. She shoots, and she just missed it wide on the near side. Good challenge by Romero coming out to take away the angle.
I think Bailey thought she had that one too. Bailey was on the backside of that.
And a really solid look for Canyons.
Couple really good slices through there from Shepard.
Canyons right away with a takeaway.
One?
Brooks.
Oh. Shepard maybe with another one?
She puts it right into the body of Romero who makes the stop. And the Cougars just no quit on the attack right now. Just keep coming. Moorpark trying to work back the other way on a counter. Smart play by Russell to just let it roll out.
We're doubling up on her. A little questionable there. COC sideline thinks it might have been a little bit of a foul. I didn't see any arms up.
So
The ref just said it could be worse.
Yeah. Talking
to the players.
I think talking a little bit to the crowd too, kind of loud enough for us to hear it.
Wow, this is a ref I never would want to mess with. She commands the field here.
Moorpark, a little miscommunication that time, nearly turned it over.
And you can see Canyon's high pressing is not, they're there. I wouldn't say it's that much pressure, but could be because we are 5-0.
Yeah, they've kind of backed off that high pressure. Maybe trying to work on something else. Here's Lauren Bailey with a chance, working with the right foot. Now gets it to her left foot, takes a strike, and she drives it just over. Good look that time for Lauren Bailey. Because you're getting it, but you're not quite getting the full, like that's probably better. You can kind of see it here where you're almost
I have 5 off, 7 on.
Makes sense?
Yeah,
you're doing great for no monitor.
16 off, 13 off.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, you got to turn it even more when it gets down towards the box so you can pick up more of the field. Get the net in the center of the frame. So Moorpark with a few substitutions. Cougars get a takeaway on the ball back in. Cornelio will try and work it ahead. Zaluga Ramirez couldn't do much with it. Moorpark trying to come back the other way. Presley Williams running all the way across the field, knocks it out. And a Moorpark throw in here. Let's get us back on the live game camera. Sorry about that. Didn't miss much. Ball in the middle of the field. That was about it. Moorpark. Both sides calling for handball there. Nothing called. Ball right into the box. Served right through the area. The 6-foot area. Salcedo kind of threw her hands up. But Canyon's able to clean it up, and they're going to try and run back the other way.
Shepard very aware of where that player was.
Cougars need to be careful here. Try and stay on. Bailey on the outside on the far side.
Just a little too far on that. And she was on that.
I think she kind of had to slow up because she got herself too far ahead.
She's quick.
Yep. Shepard kind of served it up to where she was going to be and didn't account for the stutter step and the pause to make sure she stayed on side. Good takeaway that time by Cornelio to steal the ball away. Shepard swings one ahead. Brooks trying to run onto it. Pressured by Mansilla. Brooks now 1v1 with her. Needs an extra defender to come over, and then we'll just play it back. That ball played into the box. Headed back towards goal and picked up by Romero. Defended nicely by Moorpark that time.
Something I think the Cougars are better at, that I'm seeing in this game at least, is winning those balls in the air from the other side. I don't know if it's because Moorpark isn't pressuring as much, but I do remember last year they weren't as great in the air, and they usually waited for that second touch off the ball.
This one driven towards goal, and
Keeping it at her foot.
yep, Salcedo will just knock it down and control it. But I agree with you on that. College of the Canyon's been much better on first touches on ball in the air today. Last year, a lot of high bounces off turf, a lot of balls that just ended up carrying further because of that high bounce.
And you know what? You can control the game a little bit better when you get that first touch, and you look at, look at what we're seeing tonight.
Shepard with a run here, got around a defender, has Brooks cutting towards the net, serves it in. Brooks trying to get there and could not. Brooks looking for the hat trick. Only had one last year despite having 19 goals on the season. So not necessarily known to pot 3, but
this is the game to do it.
yep, trying to get there today. And it seems like the Cougars are working to try and set her up for it. As here she is 1v1 with a defender along the outside. She'll just take your time and pace.
She's in control. She starts slow and
Yep, little step over
quickly
move.
changes pace.
Created an opportunity to serve the ball in and just couldn't get it to anybody cutting through the net. Substitutions upcoming here for Moorpark, I believe. And it looks like Zoe Kuhn going to come off.
She's been putting in work tonight.
Yeah, she has. She's been all over the field.
I've seen her all over the field, all over the floor. She's been she's been working. Well-deserved break.
As Brooks pops it back into the corner. Russell trying to serve it back. Moorpark plays it out, and it'll be another Canyons throw-in from right about the same spot as the last one. Williams, very smart play there. That's an underratedly smart play. Knows she has the defender right on her, and Ariana Jimenez, and kind of charges at it like she's going to go after the ball, then just lets Jimenez run right by it as she uses her body to defend.
It's something that I've noticed from a lot of the Cougars is that they are looking over their shoulder. It's definitely a important aspect of the game. As you get into the higher levels, you have to be aware of who you have around you.
Well, it's not something easy to do as well because you really do have to look.
You have to train. You have to train for that. It's not, you know, it's not innate. You gotta look. And
It's a lot different from other sports. I know in hockey as a defenseman you use the glass sometimes because you can see reflections in the glass to figure out where defenders are.
yeah.
Use the shadows of the lights sometimes. But
Yeah,
much
and, like,
different with much larger field.
When you use that, or when you look over your shoulder before getting to the ball, and all that, and then listening to your players, right? Your players need to be telling you, man on, or I'm to the right. You know, it's being specific in your communication as well.
It's been all Cougars here so far, controlling this one 5-0. Goals from Shepard, Bailey, 2 from Rebecca Brooks, and 1 from Presley Williams. A couple of nice stops from Hazel Salcedo in goal, getting her first start, the freshman out of Highland High School in Palmdale. Cougars have kind of backed off that high press as we talked about, so Moorpark getting a few more chances here in the second half.
Can see them trying to do what COC kind of does, where they move it, but we're cutting off that option up top. I mean, Rebecca Brooks is doing it, and now looks like Burrows is doing it up top.
Trinity Burrows getting a chance to run here. As Brooks out with her 2 goals. Sasha Marsland back in there, trying to steal it away. As Chavez plays it forward. Russell running all the way back into her own end. Kind of runs it into her own corner and then just clears it out of play. Kind of had Laurel Durkin asking for it and just couldn't turn it around to her enough. So Moorpark will get a throw in.
I thought maybe she was going to play it back to Salcedo, but she did not.
We've seen the Cougars do that a few times today, but maybe too much pressure on.
There you go.
Frias in a battle that time with Natalie Zuliga Ramirez, and Zuliga Ramirez won it. Moorpark able to get it back, though, trying to serve it into the box. Cleared out by Presley Williams. Durkin trying to win it away. It does. Hops over a slide tackle, plays it ahead, but it's just too far out of the reach of Cassidy Sarin. But a nice little move that time from Durkin, the freshman out of Valencia High School. Cougars seem very confident here in this one.
And they're talking a lot.
Miscommunication on the touch back towards Marcelin. Played ahead by Moorpark, back towards the Canyons box, and that time Russell able to use Salcedo as an outlet. Had some heavy pressure on, but was able to play it over to
Collective.
Quesada. Absolutely looked very, very calm. Despite some heavy upfield pressure from Moorpark.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit more pressure from Moorpark in the second half here. We've been on the Cougars half a little bit more than we were last half.
Well, I almost think some of that may be by design by COC to fall back and play defense, work on something here, as you've got a 5-0 lead. Obviously, you want to win the game, but at the same time, if you can get some work in, start to figure out your own defensive sets.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a great opportunity to do so.
And you get some more bodies on the field, too, as well with the 5-0 lead. You can go as deep into the bench as you want right now. Getting a lot of freshmen in there a chance to play. Trinity Burrows, a freshman out of Saugus High School, getting a chance to go. We've seen Natalie Zuliga Ramirez, freshman out of Golden Valley, with a long run today. She's been out on the field for a lot of the game. Ryan Shepard's been an integral part here, another freshman out of Saugus High School. So Emma Maya back in there. Micah Sheff getting her first chance. And Salcedo with a good stop diving on the ball. Moorpark with a decent look. Just could not connect.
Skip over that player. Right to Micah Sheff, her first touch of the game.
Sheff kind of battling this time with
a little help from Durkin coming back there.
Gonna be a handball touch on the floor. Burrows got knocked down and fell right on top of the ball with her right hand. Not much she can do there. Nickerson there, right, battling with her. Right about the 22-minute mark here of second half. Frias, who's been on the inside working for shots all day, but just hasn't been able to get anything clean away, drives that one wide.
She's been another one for Moorpark that has created plays, and
she's going to get a chance to come off, right as we call her name. Seems as though it's the way it works. Olivia Valdez taking over.
Valdez was also pretty active in that first half for Moorpark.
And remember, it's a Moorpark team with 12 returning players, but really only Mia Nelson Aguilar, the only one with scoring touch last year.
Sarin fighting for the ball and getting it out wide to Durkin.
Here once again, Sheff with it, knocked it down. Sarin back to Marcelin. Izada up the far sideline. Got it to Amaya. They work it ahead. Burrows trying to spin off a couple of defenders, could not. And it's going to be a Moorpark throw-in as it goes out off a Cougar. Canyons will be on the road for their next two, September 7th and September 13th. Coming up against Chaffey on the 7th, the 2 p.m. game. That'll be a good road test. Chaffey finished 11th as the number 11 team in the 3C2A in 2021. Panthers, what, 14-1-2 last year, lost to the #1 seed Rio Hondo in the second round of the playoffs. So that'll be a really interesting test on the road for College of the Canyons next week on the 7th, and then all the way out to San Bernardino Valley College for a 6 p.m. game on the 13th before coming back home to face off against Long Beach here at the Cougar Soccer Center. Interestingly enough, Chafee will actually be at Moorpark on the 2nd. So already went over Chafee's accolades from a year ago. A very tough test for both these teams coming up. And their next scheduled game is a corner served into the box. A chance for the Cougars. Bounces towards goal. Still loose. And finally cleared away by Moorpark. Durkin had a chance and couldn't get a shot away. This one shot towards the near post. Off the far side of the field. And deflected out by Romero, and it will result in the Canyons corner.
Great save by Romero.
Earmarked for the inside of the near post.
Is that a shot from Saren? Is that who that was?
I think it was Saren who got it away, yeah. It's another good look for Canyons, and they continue to pressure here. A 5-goal lead, and they'll have a corner kick chance to set something up as Saren moves over to set it away off the near side. Saren will drive it low, bounces off, headed away. Marcelin tried to poke it back as it was up in the air, and it's knocked down by Romero. Initially, I believe it was Rush that got a head on it to try and clear it away, and Marcelin able to pop it right back in. Cougars go right back to work. Gomez, good little one-touch combination with Saren on the inside. Will work it to the outside here to Chef. Durkin. Gomez plays it inside. And an offside flag, I believe, called against Canyons here. Was it a...
I think it was a handball.
Handball. And it's going to get reset. As Gomez runs a little bit too tight to the free kick. Got to give space. I think it's 5 yards, right, generally?
10 yards.
10 yards.
I don't know.
It's 5 or 10. I don't know. Somewhere in that range. You would know better than
It's
me.
10 yards. I don't know if...
You don't know if you're getting 10
she's
yards
walking
every
away.
time.
They're in the back. What are you going to do?
She ran in front. She knew what she was doing. We've seen that a few times from each side. It's, hey, you know, gets your team a chance to reset.
Is that a push up from Marcelin? Is that what that was?
Yeah, and Giselle Gomez actually got a yellow card for that.
Yeah.
For delaying the game. This one served into the box, but Salcedo there, as she has been for most of the night, made a tremendous save in the first half. Little left foot action, flashed the leather, kicked it out.
Williams drawing that defender right into her just to pass it wide.
There's been a lot of that from Canyons here today. Chavez trying to work on a long run. Marcelin comes over to help out. Cougars get a clear, but not deep enough. Moorpark able to pop it back in. Marcelin trying to work it back out.
I know we've had some changes in the back line there, but I think every change we've had, Cougars are easily adapted to it and not really having any problems back there.
Osnes with a nice little move to kind of stutter step around a couple of defenders and slip them, get a shot away, but it just was not dangerous enough. Pretty easy stop for Romero, who will now fly it ahead. Here comes Moorpark going back to work. Gabriel touches it onto the outside, pushed right back to her, taken away by Canyons. As Quesada was there to knock it away. Cleared out to the midfield stripe. Now Williams clears it back across midfield. Nickerson played it along to the outside. Moorpark trying to work ahead.
Yeah, it's been a hard thing too with Moorpark. They just don't have the time to decide what they want to do with it because Canyons is already on them up top.
Even this ball right here, Marcelin just able to protect it and let it go out of play to result in a throw-in for College of the Canyons. And it's very much been true. COC's been almost on top of them every time they do get the ball and get a chance. Outside of that early opportunity that Salcedo turned away with the left foot, really hasn't been much else.
Yeah, they've had some good runs and some good balls through, and 1-2s, but just couldn't get the shot off.
Stay on her.
That just speaks to a little bit of the tenacity of the COC defense here.
And you can feel that too.
Yeah, even when it's not upfield pressure, it's still backfield pressure coming ahead. So the Cougars back to work. Marcelin will chip it ahead. Defended away by Moorpark. Came right back to Marcelin, who poked it forward. And Marcelin getting called for a late whistle on running into the defender. Ran into Olivia Valdez, and the official just saying, all I'm saying is be careful. Don't not play aggressive, just
yeah. Sometimes those late hits are...
careful how you throw your body around a little bit. Inside 15 to go. Moorpark trying to serve it into the box. Cougars played away.
Because Seda back there has been pretty dominant in the air. And that is important when you're on that back line.
Well, and you've touched on it already today, Mari. The first touches have been very aggressive and very smart from Canyons today.
Yeah.
And I think that is a huge part of what has contributed to the ability for them to turn the ball back and go back the other way.
I mean, it leads you where you're going. It's the start of the play. And their plays have been pretty, you know, well thought out, and it starts with that one.
Hasn't been a lot of misconnections, have been a lot of quick early touches. And you said, first touches in the air. That was a huge thing last year that we saw kind of hurt Canyons as the season played on and gotten deeper and got into some tougher competition, losing some of those first challenges, those first air balls, especially in the box. We saw it a lot last year. Some balls that just bounced over Kylie Uzon into the net because first touch wasn't there.
Yeah, and here's the place to establish it, right? In the beginning of the season when you have the opportunity. I mean, Moorpark is not challenging in the middle of the field off goal kicks at all. They're on their own. They have to. Cougars are the only ones there to receive that first touch. And so now is a good time to work on that come a team that does pressurize in the middle.
You talk about coming up against Chafee. It's a very good team coming in from last year. Historically has been a pretty solid squad and should be a good test for Canyons going in next week on the road.
From Durkin wide.
Right onto her foot, tries to cut it back to the middle. Now we'll look with the right foot, drives it on goal, and a good diving stop by Natalie Romero that time, who's been supremely busy today, all things considered. We'd have to look at the numbers, but I want to say Canyons with at least 10 shots on goal today.
At least. And, I mean, Romero's doing a good job, I think, back there for what she can do. Yeah, for what she can do.
Yep,
I mean, she's had some good saves. I mean, the goals that were put past her were good goals.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about Rebecca Brooks creating space out of nowhere for a couple. Lauren Bailey with a beautiful left-footed strike. Presley Williams with a header that worked wonders out of the corner. And then
Interesting touch.
here in the second, Ryan Shepard with just another
go out to Saren again.
nice strike. As Saren will try and serve it back in. A handball going to be called against Canyons that time as it went off Emma Amaya. This one goes out off of Moorpark. Substitutions coming. Canyons will get some fresh bodies on, or at least one. Janelle Cornelio will come on. Sasha Marcelin will come off.
16.
I think now is a good time. Justin's leaving in some players up top, some freshman players up top. Now is a good time to get those jitters out, right, and get that goal in.
Yeah, get your run. Get your run early in a year in a game that
Get
with
the confidence.
11 minutes to go and a 5-0 lead. At this point in hand. And I think we've discussed it a number of times today. You need extra bodies come deep in the year.
Yeah, I mean, injuries happen. Absolutely, and
even just bodies that get freed up from opposing teams keying on the key players for the Cougars, like Lauren Bailey and Rebecca Brooks.
Absolutely, they're going to be targeted all season. And having the diversity and depth that COC has, I think that's going to work in their favor.
Talia Zaluga Ramirez trying to play it onto the outside. Didn't get it quite far enough out. It was defended away by Moorpark. Here comes Mia Nelson Aguilar, who's been very quiet today. Cougars have done a good job keeping her contained. A little soft touch, trying to get it around Micah Sheff, and Sheff comes back to take it away. Good defensive play by Micah Sheff that time. And Canyon's back the other way. Saren serves it ahead. Burrows trying to run onto it. Not going to outrun Olivia Valdez that time, who plays it back to Romero. And then Burrows going to be called for a foul as she knocked down Valdez inside the box, trying to put pressure on. Durkin trying to spin off a defender, couldn't quite corral the ball.
Trying to push her one way. Little bit of a meg there.
Yep, a little bit.
A little bit. That's why when you're up top, you want to push them one way. There, I'd push them towards the line.
Well, it makes sense. You take away space, maybe force the ball out and get a throw in, get a change of possession.
It's a little easier, too, when you have your back line telling you which way to push.
Cougars trying to force Moorpark to the near sideline. Cornelio.
Doing a good
Chavez.
job keeping her down there.
Just kind of stalled it up, and now Moorpark will have a throw-in. Not a lot doing in the second half, an early goal. Just 2 minutes in, Ryan Shepard with her second of the season. That has been it. Cougars have had some good chances, just have not been able to find the back of the net. Moorpark has had a few looks, but nothing excessively dangerous other than maybe one ball bouncing through the box, and that's been about it.
Yeah. I mean, we have seen some good build-ups. I would say a few good build-ups from Moorpark. Just couldn't get that shot off.
And I think if you're head coach Kai Waring from Moorpark, that's what you want to see. Kind of want to build into your next game and your game after that. Obviously, you'd like to win, but
I mean, if you were playing, if I was him, I would not be upset about the performance tonight by Moorpark. I mean, again, early in the season, we have Canyons who's playing solidly defensively, offensively. They're on tonight, and you know, they're still getting opportunities.
Yep.
It's not like they're not having them. So that's a big positive takeaway as Moorpark, and build on that.
And again, it's a Canyons team that returns a lot of very key players, and you talk about 8 of the last 10 Western States Conference titles have gone to College of the Canyons on the women's side, looking to make it 9 of 11 this year. And all things considered, I mean, it's very early on, but you play like this, you got to think they have a very, very good shot at it.
Yeah. And if this is the beginning of the season, I can't wait to see what they look like at the end of the season.
Barring any craziness. Still a long way to go. Lots of games left to play, but early on, looking like you're going to be 2-0 and a resounding win over Moorpark, a solid win on the road over Ventura. If you can go out and get one against Chaffey on the 7th on the road, that would be a big statement win here early on in the year. You look at the Cougar schedule, as we said, Chaffey, San Bernardino Valley, you got Long Beach, you got Saddleback on the road. Santa Barbara here at the Cougar Soccer Center. LA Valley starts your league season on the road. Then you go back-to-back with Glendale and West LA before heading out on the road against Bakersfield on October 7th. Just a small snippet of the schedule. For the rest of the schedule, head to cocathletics.com. Women's soccer schedule on there. Jesse Munoz, our SID, does a great job of curating everything on the website. He's a decent color man, too, for football. You'll hear him on color commentary a couple of weeks' time. Football season underway this weekend for the Cougars. on the road against Antelope Valley. That one should be on SoCalCollegeSports.com. And then back here at home for the Cougars on the 10th against Southwestern to open up their season. Cougars football trying to find their way into the playoffs once again, much like the Cougars women's soccer program is. Women looking good so far with a 5-0 lead here today. Got a lot of good stuff coming up if you check the website. Volleyball home opener next week as well. Volleyball went to the state championship playoffs, or state championship tournament last year. Lost in the opening round of that, but still pretty much a Cinderella run from a team that finished third in the conference, made the playoffs, won their opening game, and kind of ran through the southern part of the state. A lot of really good teams. Beat Ventura on the road, beat Pasadena on the road. Number 2, Pasadena, thank you, Jesse, over my shoulder. They'll be in action on Wednesday. You're on the Cougar Sports Network, 6 p.m. start time for that one. Look at me like I know our schedule. I'm sure Mario will be there shooting some photos.
I'm sure. In that well-lit gym. Volleyball's hard.
Yeah.
Hard to shoot. Ball moves very quickly.
Mari, if you did not know at home, not only an accomplished soccer player, the all-time leading scorer on the women's side, both single season and all-time, but a very good photographer as well, one of our staff photographers here for athletics.
I think there was a little frustration there from Kuhn with a little outstretched arm in the back.
Little bump.
Just a little bit.
Cougars will get a chance to set something up here. 3:50 to go. At least on the scoreboard. We'll get to the officials' time here soon. But solid performance from COC here today. Saren will drive it towards the box. Romero knocks it down. Loose ball. One touch.
Couldn't quite get a solid foot on that.
One touch strike from Shepard looking for her second. And she just fanned on it. But certainly was in very good position to try and drive that one on. That's one of those ones you expect the ball to bounce off the turf here, and it kind of just sat down. Shepard, though, with another look at it.
She's looking for it.
She's trying to find an opening and cannot. Instead, just plays it off to the outside. Amaya trying to send it to the middle. Knocked away. Amaya will run onto it again.
Ooh.
If you first do not succeed, try again. Knocked down. And a Cougar throw-in coming.
There was a second one she took to the body there.
Boston's little poke into the box. Cleared away. Kuhn and Boston now in a battle. Kuhn did good work to get it ahead. Now she has it right back. Drives with the left foot forward. Back line for COC, though, all on top of it. No runners from Moorpark through the center of the field, and Salcedo will just manage the clock a little bit and stop the ball. So we're on the officials' time now.
I don't know how much stoppage time there's going to be.
I don't think there'll be much, but we're in the final 2. Deep drive from Burrows from about 22, knocked down by Romero.
Saren using her body a little bit there to get the ball.
Good physicality from Saren that time, and controlled as well. Yet another one of the freshmen on the roster went to Canyon High School.
Ooh, go Canyon.
Yep, go Canyon.
Go Cowboys.
Got a couple of Cowboy grads here on the broadcast with you. 04, I go back to 04, yeah. Which now is a long time ago.
Crazy that it was open way back.
Yeah, it was open way back in 04.
Open way back then. Oh my
old.
goodness.
Brendan.
Yes, thank you for your commentary.
Yeah, I graduated the year before Canyon actually won the state title in football, so.
Wow, so they were actually good?
They were actually good at one time, yeah. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
05.
That's true.
Fun
Once
fact,
again.
a year after COC actually won the national title in 04 in football. Yeah, there you go. Something about music. And there it is. That will do it. The Cougars with a solid performance, a 5-0 win over the Moorpark Raiders. The men and the women sweep the doubleheader. A couple of nice resounding wins. Rebecca Brooks with a couple of goals. Lauren Bailey with a goal. Ryan Shepard with a goal. And Presley Williams with a goal. Solid performance all around, Mar.
Yeah, there's
Final
nothing
thoughts?
to really complain about. I think even all the subs coming in, they kept up the energy, and and it showed. I mean, 5-0, and I'm excited to see where the Cougars go from here.
Where the season leads from here on out. That'll do it for us here on the webcast. We thank you for joining us here on the Cougar Sports Network. We hope you join us next week on Wednesday. Women's volleyball home opener, 6 o'clock here on the Cougar Sports Network. We'll have men's soccer on Friday and then college football on Saturday the 10th. So a busy schedule on the Cougar Sports Network. We hope you join us. For all of us here on the webcast, Mari Kanizel, Matt Robinson. Have a great rest of your Tuesday night, everybody.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and see